Hey guys, it's Kaim again, and I've done another SDI gameplay. I don't know if it's the ST1 or the SDI, because they both look the same in all the tanks. Now, anyway, so he's skipping the long trek downhill. From the last video, I haven't bought a camo, because I decided that'd probably pick it up. And at the moment, I am taking pot shots at two guys on that ridge, because they have a chance of spotting me, which is never good for a heavy tank. Now most of this video is going to be on side scraping, as it is one of the most useful tactics for a heavily armoured tank in the game. SD1 is the SDI, or however you want to say it, is one of the most heavily armoured tanks. I think it beats the Morse because, unlike the Morse, it's not the size of a house, so you can actually dodge a lot of rounds as well. And not only that, as the Morse's sloping kind of sucks, so even this could get through its own armour. So anyway, side scraping is when, if you look at the angle calculator at the bottom of this, under my tank, which is part of a special mod pack, which is allowed in game by the way, that will tell me how much armor I have relative to where I'm pointing on the side and the front. And as you can just see, I bounced a tier 10 heavy tank round, or side scraping to try and hit him. And side scraping is, I'll do it much more in a minute now, so I'm not really going to go into super loads of detail on it. Basically, you've got to angle your tank about, you know, the shallower the degree that they can hit you, the more chance that you've got bouncing around. And there's an auto cutoff which you see on the thing, where it goes up to 999, which is basically just infinite bounce. And here I'm joining up with these guys because they happen to be in a nice spot for killing stuff. At the moment I'm not side scraping, I'm just focusing on getting this guy down. Okay, now we all see side scraping, so as you see what I do is, when I go forwards, I kind of angle myself there. I've got like at least 250 armor average, you know, approximately on the side. You can see that they can't really injure me. Or I can still dish out a load of damage back to them. It also makes you a smaller target though, so if I could shoot through that tiny little gap in that stone, then that helps me. I should have aimed that better, but as you see the road's flat and my gun doesn't really go that much down, so it's kind of hard. That's his side scraping, so I'm angling myself, and luckily I see a bad guy, and I managed to hit him. Say bad guy, say hostile, it doesn't really matter. So at the minute I'm just roughly angling myself where, you know, I have a massive amount of armor on the side. Because most players, even if they're advanced, tend to try and avoid shooting out front. Because with this tank it's got like 45 degree sloping. Although when you first tier 10 heavy, they do understand, they do know how to complete practically every weak point. And just bounce enough around from a light tank on a bridge. And this is where it gets interesting. I'm currently holding off against two tier 10 heavies and a tier 9 medium. Luckily for me, that T62 is actually really good, so he's hoping. Now that last round was absorbed into my tracks, and that means I don't take any damage, but another shot to my tracks could stop me from moving, so I can rotate. That's not too much of a problem though. So, somehow I bounce this weak spot, which confuses me. As you can see, that IS is really trying to kill me. Let's just wait. I'm trying to hit the weak spot. If you see that crosshair. If it goes green, it means I'll be able to penetrate that part. And then he just bounces another one. And I'm pretty sure they have over 250 penetration, and I only have 140 armor. When angled, that can go up to 400 values, so I can bounce to 10 tank destroyers. So now it's just me and him, as the T-54 has gone off to do something. Now the rest of this battle is actually me trying to damage him. What I don't notice is I don't actually have many shells left. And that last shell, even though it didn't do any damage, he flashed, which means it could have killed one of his crew members. Or knocked him out anyway. I mean, I'm not sure if he's still knocked out or he's just used his medic kit, which I've got hotkey to 5 to help him. But now it's just basically me and the IS-7 brawling. Now that last track I angled, so my track soaked that shot up, which is good, because I don't know if you can see it, but on this tank it has really awesomely armoured tanks. And I'm currently trying to wiggle, which is like a method used when someone's trying to aim for your weak spot. It doesn't really work too much, because he still gets a nice direct hit on me. But you know, in the end I've still got more armor, more hit points than him, so I'm pretty confident I'm safe. Now at the moment I have no idea what's going on in the battle, so I didn't realise that we're about to finish. Yep. And I'm pretty sure it ends now. Yep. So it's like a really anticlimactic end. Anyhow, until next time, which will be my WC-131 light tank.